Hey, this is Ray, and welcome to Sober Without God. And today we're going to talk about what you gain when you quit religion. Last time we talked about what you lose when you quit religion. And if you are having trouble with religious trauma, I encourage you to check out recoveringfromreligion.org. And let's just get started. You gain a lot of things. My own journey started, I was a fundamentalist Baptist for over 40 years of my life, went to seminary, I was a minister, and my own thoughts about religion started to change while I was in seminary. But it took me a long time to confront my own feelings about religion, and I became a deconverted, an ex-evangelical, or an atheist, whatever you want to call it, around 2.5 years ago, and it changed my life, changed my ways of thinking. And I want to talk to you today about what you gain when you quit religion, or you quit Christianity, or you quit any other form of religion, because you do gain something. And the first thing that I realized I gained was critical thinking skills. And critical thinking skills really led me to leaving the faith in the first place. And you'll hear atheists talk about this all the time. The thing that led them to quit Christianity in the first place was reading the Bible. And I've got my Bible right over here somewhere. Here it is. I got my Bible sitting right here, right next to my computer. And I remember when I went on my final journey toward atheism, I decided I was going to sit down and make some notes and read the Bible from cover to cover. And I started taking notes in Genesis, and I started going through it. And I decided to read what critical commentators, conservative commentators, liberal commentators, Jewish commentators had to say about every passage. And I also wanted just to read it for myself and see what I thought. And it led me straight right into the arms of, can this be true? Is this right? Is this a loving, caring, omnipotent, omniscient God? And my answer was no. And I used my own critical thinking skills to come to the point to where I thought, is this the God I grew up believing in? And can I reconcile this God with the God that I was taught about in Sunday school, in the church, and seminary, and that I believe to be omnibenevolent and all loving and all caring? And I couldn't. And I kept reading, even when I got to the point to where I got to a passage that finally broke my brain in half. And I've talked about it on this channel. I kept going on and on and on and on. And my critical thinking skills were sharpened because of it. And I challenged my brain for the first time. So, critical thinking skills are very important. And if you are in a religion, and if you are in a system, any kind of system of belief, I would encourage you to maybe question yourself and ask, why do I believe what I believe? And is the system I'm in, why do other people not believe what I believe? And I heard something interesting the other day. Someone said, find people who used to believe what you believe and find out why they don't believe it now, and go listen to them. So I've listened to people who used to be atheists and are now Christians or Muslims or Buddhists or whatever, and listened to their arguments. And I think that's a good practice for anybody to do. And before you join membership of anything, whether it's a multi-level marketing scheme, or whether it's a school group or a church group or any kind of group, go do your research and find people who have been part of that group, and find people who have left that group, and find out why they left that group, find out why they joined the group, find out what drew them to the group, and find out what they had good or bad to say about that group. And before you join any group whatsoever, find out the good and bad about it, and use your own critical thinking skills to find out whether you want to be a member of that group. And if you are a member of a group, It's okay to review every day why you are a member of a group. And being an atheist is nothing more than saying, I do not think, I am not convinced by the arguments for the belief of a God. So there are a group of people who call themselves atheists, but they believe all kinds of things. They can believe anything they want, but we all agree on one thing: there is not enough evidence put forth for the God belief. And so it does raise your critical thinking skills. That is one thing you definitely gain. Something else I've gained, and since I became an atheist and that I didn't have before, is tolerance for others and a love for others that I didn't necessarily have before. I know when I was a Christian minister and being raised by the tenets of this book and by the tenets of the Southern Baptist faith, that there was no tolerance for certain people groups. And I highly regret that. And I was very bigoted in my own thoughts and my own beliefs. But since becoming deconverted and becoming an ex-evangelical, my eyes have been opened that people are just people, and people are who they are going to be, and people are going to love who they love, and they are going to express themselves in different ways, and that's okay. And people are allowed to be who they are, and they're free to express who they are, and you can love the journey someone's on. And if you're watching this and you're a Christian, I love the fact that you can express yourself to be a Christian. Go for it. Be yourself. Be that Christian. If you're if you're a Muslim, be yourself. Express yourself. You have the freedom and the right and chance to do that. If you're gay or lesbian or bi or whatever, just express yourself. Be that person. And I expect you to allow me to be an atheist and express myself and be who I want to be as well. And tolerance for other people is a good thing. And that's a wonderful thing that should tie us all together, allowing everyone else to express who they want to be in this time that we live in. And I encourage you to express tolerance for other people in their own views. And I talked about it in the last video. You know, you may feel like, well, they shouldn't push their beliefs in my face. Well, I agree. I mean, you, I won't come up to you and express my atheism to you, and I don't expect anyone to come up and express their Christianity to me, unless I ask for their opinion. And everyone should have the right to hold their own private views in private. So, you know, just love. Just it's okay for people to be people and 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 be who they are. And that's cool. It's awesome. It's a great part of being in society. So you learn a lot of tolerance and love for others. I think once you kind of grow up and see that there are other people out there in the world. Something else that I shared in my video about sobriety and what you gain when you stop drinking alcohol, and it's the same for when you quit religion, is peace. I've got peace like I didn't have when I had religion. And so let me explain that a little bit. It used to be when I was seminary trained or Bible trained or I was a Christian, I felt like I was taught that this book and my faith had all the answers. Whether it was about behavior or about life or about God's will or about disasters or pain or suffering, or no matter what it was, that the Bible was enough. And regardless of the situation, God had every single answer out there available. Well, He doesn't. Christianity doesn't have all the answers. There, all the answers aren't out there. We're searching for answers. We're still looking for answers, and peace comes from the ability to say, "I don't know. I may not know the answer," and it's okay to say, "I don't know," and that's cool. It's okay. It's okay not to have all the answers. And it's also okay not to be dependent on a deity, to look for and say, I don't have the answer right now for this situation, and I'm looking for a job, or I'm worried about my relationship, I'm worried about my family, I'm worried about this, I'm worried about that, and I don't have to run and pray about a situation. I can just take action and I can do something about it myself, and or I can depend on the help and kindness of other people to help me through a situation. And I'm not dependent on an invisible deity to help me through a situation. I know that the actions I take are my own responsibility and the responsibilities of others. And there's a certain peace about that, knowing that we're all in this together and we're here to take care of each other. And humanity is a community effort, and we're here to love and respect and show kindness toward one another. And we're going to be okay if we do those things, and if we take care of each other, and if we respect one another's boundaries. And that's really it. And it feels pretty good if you believe like that. So I just want to share those things with you today, things I've learned since I quit religion. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'll see you next time on Sober with